Well, brothers and sisters, I'm delighted to be here with these faithful Latter-day Saints. These are real members of a real ward council, presided over by Bishop Paul Weiner. Bishop, would you please introduce the members of your council for us, please?
Yes. This is the Relief Society President, Sister Simmons, Elders Quorum First Counselor, Brother Mendoza, the Temple and Family History Leader, Brother Steve McConnell. We have our youth consultant, Ethan Simpson, and then we also have another youth consultant, Sierra Tate, and the first counselor in the Relief Society President, Sister Stauffer, and the Elders Quorum President, President Tate.
Thank you, Bishop, very much. Now, I need all of you to confirm we do not have a script, we do not have teleprompters, right? Have we rehearsed what we're going to say? No, no pressure. I just want to give one guideline as we begin. I will never ask a question that has one right answer that I'm trying to get you to say. Typically, people, when we ask questions, are terrified, thinking that you have to figure out the answer that I have in my head. I have no answer in my head, Sierra. I'm just going to ask questions so that we can begin to talk, okay? What did you hear? I'm not asking you what was said, but what did you hear in the teachings of Elder Renlund and Elder Stevenson today? Please.
That we need to have a plan, a temple and family history plan for our ward.
Is that new to you?
Yes.
Did everybody get that? Other thoughts about the plan? Since that was introduced tonight, any initial thoughts? Please.
Everyone needs to have an account. They need to get it started and at least have their 4 generations of history done back.
Good, good. What about the ward plan? Yes.
I think it's very important that we keep open communication between our auxiliaries so that those meetings can go a little more flawless, so that we can communicate more clearly to our bishop and anyone, the ward family history person.
Is it possible to have a simple ward, temple, and family history plan that doesn't become so burdensome, so bureaucratic, so complicated that it gets in the way? What would be necessary to keep it that simple?
Well, I think part of that plan is, like it said, it doesn't need to be a formal meeting. It could be a text, it could be an email, it could be a phone call, it could be maybe after church, of course, a little short discussion in the hall. Something that's informal will definitely help facilitate that.
Good.
It is a simple plan. It could be focusing on new converts in the ward.
But we don't do simple plans well. We do complicated plans that nobody pays attention to. So how do we get a simple plan that people can really understand and work with? Bishop, I got to pick on you. What do you think?
You know, I think if we remember the true purpose of what we're doing here is to convert those here on earth and beyond the veil. If we remember that the true purpose is to direct everyone to the temple, that if you do that, then you can focus on the individual and not on a plan. And I like that because sometimes it's been difficult in my own life to find 4 names this month. And instead, this new plan individualizes it to every family within each ward.
Good. Let me give a quick example. You won't believe this number when you hear it the first time. Trust me, it's true. Every year in the church, 500,000 people, 500,000 people become eligible for first-time temple ordinances. Youth, converts, 500,000. I think if we just had a simple plan, what do we do in the ward to help people prepare to worthily receive, remember, and honor temple ordinances? Please.
I think as we quickly identify those that are ready that or have not taken those steps to incorporate into that plan, so that we can make sure as a ward council that we're identifying and finding ways to give them the tools to get to that part.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
And I don't have an answer, I'm trying to get you to guess. We overprogram this way too often in the church. We make it too formalistic. Home-centered, church-supported. How do we support what should be happening in the home without supplanting and taking over what should be happening in the home? Please.
I think our youth are very, like a great asset to us, because once we start with them and we start teaching them how to use the app and they start learning how to do the programs, they teach the parents and they usually pass the information down. I know my daughter did consultant for a while, and I didn't have a Family Search account before she started it. And as soon as she got into that and she started learning all the different things on the app and the games that she could do, and she got me interested, and we started it, and I started opening my account. And so I think the youth play a big part in this, because they can definitely motivate the parents.
Good.
And other siblings.
What's your favorite game?
I do like the one where you take a picture of yourself to see which relative you look the most like.
My wife hates that one. Sorry, Susan. Sienna, you were nodding your head as she was talking about that and when she made reference to the youth.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I was just thinking that I could help my little brother learn how to do it, and because I think he knows how a little bit, but I can help him more and help my parents to know how to do it and stuff.
Outstanding. Okay, so the objective of the plan is to have simple, basic, fundamental targets related to this work of salvation. What else did you hear in the teachings of Elder Renlund and Elder Stevenson?
Well, I heard that Bishop Weiner needs to pick a number.
We already have.
I think we just made a point. Now, what's really great is that there are other members of ward and branch councils all over the world watching this right now doing the same thing. So what's got to happen? See, he thinks he's already picked one, and he has. What is it going to take?
So a little bit of communication, that we're all on the same plan, that maybe informal meeting, or maybe at first it's more formal, but not long, but more formal, and that we're all on the same page, and then we continue that momentum.
Good. Other thoughts?
Well, we were backstage, and I put my hand on Bishop Weiner's shoulder, and I said, "Pick number one." And he nodded. So
Good.
We're going with it.
So, President, if I can call on you, lots of things have been adjusted. We talk about, all these changes. I'm not sure there's that many radical changes. We've made some adjustments. What's it been like for you as an Elders Quorum president?
I have a great presidency, and it's brought us together. They support me. I think the bishop has broad shoulders, but I think we're able to shoulder more. And it's really brought the Relief Society and the Elders Quorum closer together. We're in constant texting communication to help our neighbors.
Okay. So if the bishop picks number one, again, this is not a quiz, what do you see your role to be?
Well, I see me working with Brother Mendoza, who's working hand in hand with Brother McConnell, and to streamline that communication, so I am acting under the inspiration of the bishop, but having multiple hands in the work.
Good, very good. Other things that you heard in their teachings that stood out to you, please.
I think of renewed excitement in trying to find your ancestors and get to know them. Something that I can learn and implement in myself is looking at all the pictures that were put in and all the entries, and whether my lineage has 4 generations or more, it's still to implement the stories that my ancestors have and be able to look that up quicker so I can teach my kids.
Okay. Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
We have a tremendous capacity to be innovative and create new stuff. I'd recommend we don't do that at first. If everybody will just use the tools that have already been developed, if they'll get the Family Tree app, because in the background, the folks in the Family History Department are developing remarkable tools that are not going to be replicated by folks working in a ward council. So this becomes a point of departure. Now, my question is for the two of you. How do you help older folks learn how to do this? What have you learned?
What was the question?
Now, you are demonstrating really good communication, because instead of faking it, you're asking, Brother Bednar, what are you talking about? That's very helpful. What have you learned about helping people use these digital tools, iPads, phones, stuff, to use the app to do family history? As you've been teaching and helping people, what have you learned?
Well, I think that it's just a really easy app to use, and that if we just teach them how to use it, then they can pick it up really quick and use it.
Have you been successful at doing that?
Yeah, I've tried.
Good. Yeah, please.
I think if we teach them how to do family history, they can teach other people, and it could spread, and other people could tell them, and then they can get the family names into the temple and baptize them so they could be with their family again.
That's a brilliant answer, because the only way you ever learn how to really do it is by teaching someone else. But somebody has to get that started. So if you help me learn how to do this, then I can teach my family, and while I'm teaching them, I'm really learning how to do it. Okay. Please, Bishop.
I have a question on the app. In the history with searching for our ancestors, it's been really difficult if you hit a roadblock. I know we were talking, Brother Mendoza, that you hit a roadblock with finding family. You even traveled to the country of where your family was, and it found out the courthouse had burned down with all your records in it. What do we do as consultants to help when we hit those roadblocks with the members? And a two-part question is, what do we do with the member that says, I don't need to do any more temple work?
Good. Great questions. I'm about to do something you can't do in your ward council. You ready? Brother Rockwood? But before he begins, we do have a special deal. And that is, because of your participation here tonight, you call me and I'll call him.
Well, actually, I would suggest you can do this in your ward council, because the answer was in your question. You said, how do we get help? And on the app and on the website, there's this wonderful button called Help. And so literally, we want to make sure you can always go to a person or to a place for help. Now, the person will be your ward temple and family history leader and or the consultants, but we're going to love it when they have the answers, but we're going to love it even more when they say, I don't know. Because that then will initiate the spirit, and we invite you, just push help, because these consultants and this leader are part of a huge global network. And I promise you, if you push help, you will tap into that network, And you will be guided to even the toughest questions like the Dominican Republic.
How's that?
Great.
Good. Good. Other thoughts that have come to your mind, or things that have occurred since you've listened to Elder Rendlin and Elder Stevenson? Please.
I just kept thinking this whole week how important it is to get the sisters all signed up to have their account, mainly because I love the emails that I get from the account. It's not, I don't have to, I guess, put forth as much work because they just come to me, and then I have ordinances I can sign up for, or there's hints, or there. So I just felt like how important it was for each sister to be able to get their account started so that they can start to get those emails or those notifications, which makes it so simple for them to just dive in and start figuring things out or going and doing ordinances.
Great. Now, as we talk about the plan and then coordinating, Elder Renlin already has mentioned that we don't have meetings to have meetings. There's a reason it's called a coordinating meeting. We coordinate in a number of ways, if necessary, in a face-to-face meeting, but the objective is to coordinate, not to have a meeting. And sometimes we mistakenly think we're doing our work just because we attend meetings, and that's not the case. In the formulation of the plan, we've talked about new people having opportunities to receive temple ordinances, and there are lots of them in every unit. One of the things I have found fascinating recently is that among the different age groups within the church, the age group increasing most rapidly in submitting names for temple ordinances are children. Sister Jones, this is an invitation, not a command. Anything you would care to offer about children and what we're talking about with temple and family history work plans and coordination?
I would love to, Elder Bednar, thank you. Honestly, I've been doing a little research. I've been talking to temple presidencies in our area and asking what they've noticed in their baptistries lately. It's been quite remarkable to hear that children are coming to the temple. They embrace this age group progression so beautifully, moved into young men and young women, and recognized the opportunity to qualify for limited use recommends. They're coming to the temple, but not only are they coming to the temple, they are coming with family names to perform ordinances for. And this is even better. They're bringing their families with them. That's what I've been told over and over. They are bringing their families with them. They are leading us. The children have the ability to lead out. They love the temple. And I've talked to many 11-year-olds who have already committed to be in the temple every week. So that's pretty exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much. I'm not trying to suggest what should be in a plan. I'm just trying to give some suggestions and some options. One other one. In many places where we have close proximity to a temple, we have missionaries who will receive a call, and because of challenges with visas, the time that it takes for this visa to be received, they may have 2-3 months before they will go to the MTC. Now, this is not a rule. We don't have to regiment everything, but those young people can serve as ordinance workers in the temple. That's happening all over the world. And they're qualitatively different missionaries when they have served in the temple as an ordinance worker for a few weeks or months before they get to the mission field. In relation to that, for priesthood leaders everywhere, every single return missionary, as soon as he or she gets home, ought to be considered to be an ordinance worker as soon as they get home. Sometimes they return, they languish, they're not called to anything in the ward. They can serve in the temple in a very powerful way, both in the service that they offer and in the blessings that they receive. What else have you been thinking about in terms of a plan and coordinating and the app? Anything?
Well, really,
please.
Oh, I was just going to say that I'm really excited about this Family Search app. I'm excited to project some excitement to my Relief Society sisters. Once you open that app, it's really, really exciting to hit all of the different information that you can reach at your fingertips. It's amazing. I was actually walked into Family Search yesterday for the very first time, and I spoke with two sweetest senior missionaries, and I believe it was Sister Parker that said, "This is so cool, I just found a really great way to get my teenage grandsons really excited about family history. I just asked them to take a selfie and then attach their testimony to the picture and upload it to Family Search." Isn't that brilliant?
Fantastic.
Wouldn't you love to have read your great-great-grandfather's testimony on the back of his selfie?
You two need to make sure you do that. Okay? All right, it's a deal. Well, Bishop, we could go for a very long time. We're not going to. But I want to give you the final word in this setting, since I have the opportunity to go to the pulpit in a minute. Anything you want to say to these folks and to all who are listening about the things that we've tried to learn tonight?
You know, I just think it's really important that we kneel down before our Father in heaven and pray to Him for the guidance of the Spirit in this work. This is a very important work, as you can tell from the general authorities that are here supporting this. It's our Heavenly Father knows that this is important, and He will answer our prayers if we just kneel to Him and ask for His guidance. And it's exciting. It's a great work, and there's nothing but good that will come from our coordinating councils and our teaching of all the families in our wards.
Good. Fantastic. Thank you. We very much appreciate all of you taking your time. Thank you for your inspired observations tonight. You have represented members of ward councils all over the world, and you've done it fabulously well. And I don't know when, but I'm coming to one of your coordination meetings. I'm not coming as an auditor. I just want to see what's developed over time and what you're doing. And I want to see if you've got your selfie and your selfie with your testimony on the back. Okay?
Do you want me to get your cell phone so we can call Steve? No.
We'll get it. Thank you very much.